Hello there, my YouTube friends. Here's a mighty strange one because I'm not entirely sure what the hell this could be. I don't recall ordering anything of late. I do know I had an order out, God, absolutely yonks ago, but I can't imagine that one have coming through already. But hey, if it is, then I'm going to be well happy, guys. So next, we're going to have an unboxing and probably a review. See you soon, guys. Hello there, my YouTube friends. So as you can see, we have another unboxing to do. This one didn't come with the shipper box, but it did come boxed in another box, if you know what I mean, to keep it safe. And it was well wrapped and thingy, and brand spanking new. It actually still has the seals on that I'm going to have to break in a moment to show you it. But as you can see, we have the 1/6 scale MMS 539 Star-Lord from Infinity War. I do already have a Star-Lord in my collection. That was from the original actual Guardians of the Galaxy one, and I wouldn't get rid of them because I just absolutely love the pose I have them in, which you'll probably see shortly when I do a little comparison between the two of them. So I won't get rid of them because I absolutely love the pose I've got him in. I got this one mainly, I know they weren't together in the movie, okay, so, but I'm not of the type of thing again as well, they've got to be movie accurate and they've got to be together from the same movie and crap like that, because I'm just not into that thingy. It doesn't bother me as long as they look good together. I'm not bothered. But I've got to see if I can maybe put him up with Yondu. Yeah, sort of have him doing the same type of similar thing, like he's sort of floating down as it did in sort of the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and have them floating down together. So hopefully it'll work and it'll look okay when I'm done. Anyway, guys, let's get this thing open. I mean, the box work, yeah, you can see straight away. It's really nice. I really like the look of that. That looks sort of bang on. You turn it around, you've got the gauntlet there, and it's a continuation onto the front. The back, you've got your warnings and what have you. The side, it's a continuation on the front, and I love the way this looks. It just looks absolutely brilliant. So that's that bit of it. You've got a lift up and lift off cover, and then you can see, I mean, you're not able to see it too well because you can see the ring light. Guys, but there you go, and that's what the thing is. I'm going to get the stuff out, lay it in the light box, and we'll show you what we get with it, and then go from there, guys. We'll go from there. And as you can see, guys, there's an absolute magical amount of stuff here. You know, you kind of go wrong with this figure. I don't even think it was a deluxe. I'm not 100% certain, but I don't think it's not got written on the box that's a deluxe. But I mean, you can see all the stuff it comes with, you know. That is crazy amount of stuff. Start off with, obviously, the dynamic flight pole. This one's slightly different one. It does have somewhere, and I think it might be inside of here, something to hang this onto the back of it, which we'll get to that in a moment. But you can see, it's a normal dynamic flight pole with the waist grabber. You can see it's got a little bit of foam on there, you know, quite sort of a thickish amount, but you still got to wonder, you know, you still got to wonder, over time, is this going to affect the figure gripping it like that? Yeah, so, but at least to get some on these ones, because I've seen others where you don't get that at all, and that's even bigger of a worry. We have obviously your normal spare wrist pegs, always great that you get them things in there. We have this thing, a nice see-through bubble effect. If you remember, there is a scene in the movie, which I'm not too thinking, you know, I can't remember most stuff like that, but I do remember the scene where he goes to shoot Thanos and bubbles come out instead. So it's cool that you get that. I don't know how accurate it is because I don't know whether it was just one gun that shot them off. I cannot literally remember. Probably was, but it's cool that you get that effect to it. Yeah. This piece here, which is supposed to be, I've just read before because I would never have remembered it all. It's a gravity bomb, which the piece here can attach to. So, and it can also attach to the gun, the bottom side of the gun, which we'll obviously show you later, because this does have movable parts to it. It can close up, you know, and that then would be attached to the bottom of the gun, and be like that on the bottom of the gun, and then obviously we fire it out, it would open up on the ground, and that's when the electricity effect would come out of it. But I mean, again, it's cool that something so small as that, they've went to the levels of detail and the levels of thing that you've actually got, you know, it can articulate and close up. That is absolutely amazing. And of course we have these effects, which I'm sorry that you've just getting a little quick cut. I just had to think of the dog because he was deciding to start licking away at his paw. Great little effects, these things. You know, the levels of detail, even though it's just like a soft, it's like a plasticky effect. You know, it's still great details on it, and it's a beautiful looking piece. And it obviously attaches to his foot from when he was running in midair, and Doctor Strange was helping him out. So I think that is kind of cool. You get two of those things for his feet. You also have this thing that partially coming together with his helmet. All these bits do come apart. Front end, this comes off at the front. The two side bits come off. So you can think, though, to me it seems a bit strange why you need both of these side panels to come off. When you think if you take the front off, and even you could leave that as like a thing where you take that one side panel off, that could be attached to one of the side panels, and then you could literally sort of put his head in from the side and then attach this one back on. It just seems strange that they've had it to a point where you've literally got to take the front off, take the two sides off, put the back against them, put the sides back in, put the front back in. It just seems like a lot of bloody hard work to me. Yeah, but that's me. I just look for the easy ways of doing stuff where it's really cool amount of detail on it. Really nice looking piece. Chances are I'm not going to use it. I may pose it once to show you what it looks like on him, but there's a good chance I'll not use it or anything. You know, it's not something I'll use. But hey, it's nice that you've got it for those that like those type of things and would like to use it. You know, it's an amazing looking piece. So there we go. You have obviously this alternate, sort of, you can call it a head sculpt as such, but it's a lovely looking piece. And it does, as you can see, there is like some sort of batteries here, a couple of batteries, and that is for this piece. Supposedly, I think this back end unclips, as you can see. You have God, I mean, the size of the screwdriver you'd need to get into that thing. You need a tiny little screwdriver, put your batteries in there, your on-off switches on there, and you just literally push that back into place, and boom, there you go. The eyes would light up on this one. It's kind of cool. I'll never use it. Like the light up feature, I'll never use. The chances are I probably wouldn't even use this head sculpt so much, because once I get it posed how I want it, posed with, if it does work with the undo, then the chances are I'll never need these bits. But it is cool for those that are like sort of well into the photography and love changing up all the time on a regular basis. Then it's always amazing to get so many nice pieces that you can interchange, and you can make different looks from it, and it's just so detailed and so beautiful looking. Paint applications on it are just spot on, guys. You know, you can't go wrong. Yeah, it looks absolutely great. Obviously, you know, should have done this a lot earlier. We have here Avengers Infinity War base, looking pretty much the same as all the others. Star-Lord written on the bottom, again not on a metal nameplate, but I guess with the Marvel ones, I don't think any of them have come with a metal nameplate, which is always a shame, but you know, it is how it is, and that's how they do it. So we have to make do with it being like that. You can see this is the back plate here. I'm not going to lift it up because I've obviously got stuff lying on it that you can put on behind to make it look like he's coming out of one of the scenes at near the end, where he sort of the porthole comes and he comes flying out the porthole. You know, we have this piece here, which is like I say, goes onto that bit there, attaches to the ground, and it can be thingied around his hand, around his arm, make it look like he's got lightning coming up towards his arm. Again, I don't particularly remember this part in the film, but it must have been in there. You know, it's been a while since I've sort of watched any of these films, and it's really sort of cool that you have these types of accessories there if you want to use them, you know. I would always be a bit thingy about these things snapping if you're not careful, but hey, you know, it looks beautiful. It's a nice sweet piece. Yeah, gotta like that to put it in there for you. You have two guns. Just drop it down a little so the light gets it a bit better. There you go. You can see how they've sort of got like the sort of burnt purpley effect on the end there, so it's been fired off a few times. Yeah, I think it's cool. Really nice piece, really nice details to it. Like I say, this piece here can be folded up and then just plopped onto the bottom of there. Yeah, you can just fold it up and it'll sit on there. And again, you've got your bubble effect, which I think goes possibly that way around. So you have your bubble effect on there. You've got your sort of bomb effect on the bottom if you wanted it. So I think that's a cool inclusion, that you have that ability to do that if you do so wish. Again, guns, just really cool. Paint effects are lovely, so you can see that sort of some damage, wear and tear to it and what have you. Like, it's not pristine condition, so I think that's well cool. This thing, I've got no idea what the hell it is. I'm sure somebody that knows might put it down in the comments to let everyone else know, because I've got no idea what the hell that is from. There's no thing in the instructions to tell you what it is or where it's supposed to go. But hey, again, it's a lovely, well detailed piece. Looks really nice. I just don't know what the hell it's supposed to be for. And then of course you have the hands. Again, the hands are just sort of beautifully done. You can actually see there the veins in his hands. It's a beautiful effect. You have two fisted ones. You can see he has two hands already on him. You have the two gun toting hands, which is cool. And of course you have an extra hand once again for the left. Not sure what you're supposed to be doing with this one. I don't know what it's for, because it looks almost like it's for grabbing some sort of like a pole or something. That's how much gap you've got there, but unless I don't think it's going to be for that thing, because that thing's not really going to fit in there. But hey, you have this other hand as well. Again, just lovely amounts of details on them. Yeah, but it's what you'd expect from Hot Toys, guys. You know, it's what you'd expect. So there you go, guys. That, I think I have shown you all of the accessories now. That is the accessories you get with it. Magical amount of accessories. Gives you a few different ways to pose them up, I guess, and have them done, you know. So that is well cool. I love it when they do stuff like that. They give you plenty of options for posing and what have you. You can't go wrong when they do that, guys. You really can't. So now it's time to get these things out of here, get the figure in, and show you the figure itself, and go through the different things on the figure, like its articulation and what have you. And here you go. Here's Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, standing there in very neutral pose, but I still think that looks pretty good. It is totally different to the other one. You know, the other one had his long trench coat thing on, and this one's the more shorter coat. But it does look good. It does look cool. I'm not sure about the head sculpt, so I have to get them both out. But I mean, that's a pretty damn good likeness from here. You know, from where I'm looking at it. Obviously, you're seeing it from a little bit further away than my eyes will spot it. You know, because that's just the way the camera works, guys. But I do like what I'm seeing here. You know, he looks really cool. I just need to find out how good the articulation is. And like I say, when you get him, if you get him brand spanking new, obviously everything comes wrapped. His head's wrapped. He has some stuff around his neck as well to protect his neck. He has obviously the wrist ones and the feet ones, but he also has protection going across the wrists here and across the bottom of the feet, because you will see in a moment that they do have the split boot, which is just absolutely amazing. You can't go wrong with a split boot for helping out when it comes to poses. You know, when you've got a full boot on there, it just makes it so hard to pose up properly. So the split boot is always the way to go. It is fantastic when they do that. There's a lot of the Star Wars figures they don't do that with, and it makes them so much more difficult to really pose up. These ones shouldn't have much difficulty with the posing up. But we'll see, guys. We'll see just how much we can get in of the articulation wise. So let's bring them forward. And the camera up a bit better so we can see. What we've got here, guys, is a head sculpt. You've got a nice amount of ability to turn it. Looks down fairly decently. Looks up okay. Yeah, so you've not got too bad when it comes to that. Got a nice amount of motion on it. Just in the head itself, no knee movement in the actual neck joint. Looks like it's, when you look at it from some certain angles, it looks like it's sitting a little bit high on the neck. Yeah, but I'm guessing that sort of the way it is with that thing, it'll not look so bad for most poses that you have it in. Your shoulder joint, that side's pretty good. You get it up thingy. That side's a little bit more restrictive due to this thing, because it's basically stuck on. It's got no ability to move it off and out, so it makes it a little bit harder. You can get it up still. I mean, you can see there, it's pretty much got it in the right, exactly the same position, but it's just a little bit tougher due to the shoulder piece on there. It seems to have a little bit of a butterfly joint. You do have the bicep twist, and it'll come forward, but you've got the bunching just here on these leather jackets, so you'd have to like literally try and manipulate it a bit to try and avoid some of that. Yeah, but it can move forward. You can see like there for the amount of bunching you're getting on that leather, but, you know, which is always something if we care on. Sorry that the camera is moving, guys, but as you can imagine, I'm on a wooden floor, so that's what happens when you're not a professional. Same there, you can get quite a bit of motion back, but again, you've got the bunching up of the leather, so this has to be something that you be careful of. Arm motion, you're not really getting the best of bends, because again, you've got the pulling on the leather here. The inside part of it's got a nice soft material, which makes it good for being able to lift it, but you've got the pulling on the leather here, which makes it a bit harder. And then you've got the normal, as you can see, wrist peg action going on. You need to obviously move the thing around to be able to get it into different positions because of the way the wrist peg is, but you do have motion there, the normal standard wrist peg. Again, you've got the same thing with this side, you know, it'll be exactly the same. Ab crunch, you've got a bit, yeah, you've got some ab crunch there. I mean, the movement not back over, though you can see the way the jacket guns when you're moving back over, because the way it's situated on these pants and that looks really crazy. I wouldn't be like sort of looking at having it in that type of a pose, but he does have a lot of backward motion, and yeah, you do get a little bit of forward motion on it. Hips wise, you get to there before you start to get the pull on the inside of the groin area. You do have the swivel there. Forward motions, we never really expect a huge amount of forward or backward motion, so you get about that forward, backward, you're getting very little again. Get a huge amount at the knee, you know what I mean, it's an amazing amount at the knee, so double bend at the knee, and then the ankle articulation, as you can see, it's a split boot. It does look a bit strange when you do that because you can't push that down to hide it, but you get a massive amount of motion there. It's just a shame that most of the time, unless you've got it in a normal position, because as soon as you do that, that's really not going to cover it too well. Sorry guys, you can see properly. It's not going to cover it too well, but it will. Yeah, you probably be able to sort of fuss it around a bit, but you do get a massive amount of emotion. Motion. God, I wish I could speak. And you got this lovely piece here But I think it's a shame they didn't have an effect that could come out the bottom there, because obviously he would have had possibly flames coming out the bottom there when he's moving. And I'm gonna have to get myself into a more comfortable position because that he's killing me. Oh, there we go, guys. You know, it looks really cool. And like I say, the ankle articulation, because it's a split boot, is fantastic. You know, and those boots just look absolutely brilliant. Yeah, you just have to obviously force them into position as per normal. You know, but they look sort of absolutely brilliant. You know, you've got the sort of little bits of detail on the leg, on his pants. Yeah, looks pretty cool. This bit I'm not too sure of. It looks a bit strange the way that's sitting below, so you need to probably tuck that up into there out of the way. You can undo the zipper, and he is wearing a t-shirt underneath, but I'm not going to bother doing that. You do have what feels like it's got a small magnet in there to hold that back, which is pretty cool, you know. Not one on the bottom of there, but you know, it stays pretty much shut anyway, you know. But I mean, the details on this thing again are just really beautiful. You know, I love Hot Toys for that. The ankles on this thing seem quite slack, which is a bit of a nightmare from the likes of me, because I'm the type of guy that sort of likes to try and make them stand on their own if I can. But thankfully with this one, I'm probably going to be looking at doing some sort of like a flight or a floating style pose, so that shouldn't be too bad for us for that reason. But if I did want to stand them up, that would be a little bit awkward, because they are sort of quite slack, you know. They are quite slack indeed, so that's always a bit of a shame. You know, the rest of this stuff ain't too bad. Yeah, it's got enough sort of lock in it to hold this. But let's have a look. We'll get a close up of the head and show you the head sculpt, and then we'll move on from there, guys. And here's the head sculpt, a nice close up. Nice, yeah. Can't mistake who that is. Yeah, that is Chris Pratt. I think that's a damn good head sculpt. I think they've done a really good job of it. And the sort of the hair is sort of slightly wavy and what have you, is pretty cool the way they've done that. You know, one of the days I'll just drop another head sculpts for you to show you what they look like before we sort of finish off with a quick comparison against the other one. You can see I put the gun in his hand just to show you something slightly different. Put the other gun on his holster there, but here's the other bit of the sculpt. And like I said to me, it was a bit of a fuff-on, to say the least. Trying to get this side piece in. I mean, yeah, you do not need to take both side pieces off for me. I took the one off, took the front off, took the one piece off. We'll get that to home in and look better. Left this side on and just pushed it into a position that way. You know, it can be done. But getting that other side piece back on was tight, and it was a faff on. Luckily, the front piece just here is literally just two magnets either side, so it finds its way back in easy enough, and it's easy to take off. But me personally, guys, for my liking, I don't like this. I don't like it at all. It's not my cup of tea. You know, I am grateful that they're doing these types of things, because there will be people that will like it and will want to use it, you know. And I am always thankful that they do these types of things and make it so that you've got plenty of options there. But for me, no, I don't like that at all. It's just not my thing, guys, not my thing. Let's get the other head sculpt on, show you that one, and then we'll move on from there. And there you go, there's the other one. Yeah, it's a lot better than the sort of other one we've just looked at, but again, it's sort of not something I doubt I would use. Yeah, I mean, the other one I can guarantee you straight away it'll go back in the box. Normally I'll keep my accessories out keep them in a bag, put them in one of my drawers out of the way, so if I do want to change things up I can very easily and very quickly just by looking for the accessory pack in the drawer. This one probably will stay in the drawer with them just in case I ever fancy doing this one, but the other one guaranteed it's gone back in the box already. I'll not be using it, I didn't like it at all. But there you go guys, that's the other one. Again, just looks so nice, but not really sort of nice style. Yeah, but it is great that you do have them there, you know. I would never fault them for that. Just because I might not use it doesn't mean to say others wouldn't. So I'm always thankful when they do these things and put them in there, because at least it gives you an option, and it's better to have options than not. So there you go guys, that's them. Now we'll get out the other one, put them together and show you a bit of a comparison on the two. Now you can see there guys, I'm not going to be able to give you the best comparison in height because that's the pose that I absolutely love on this guy. Yeah, you see him sort of dancing away from the first movie, and that's the pose I absolutely love, and I ain't going to change it for nothing, you know what I mean. I absolutely love that pose, but we can sort of do the best we can to show you sort of the similarities to them and the slight differences in them. And just get this one to zoom in, there you go, hope it's a bit better. Yeah, you can see sort of the differences straight away. I mean, this one's got the grey style t-shirt on, the other one's got a black t-shirt on, gloved hands on this one, whereas he's got his normal ungloved hands in this one. The guns are quite similar, though the paintwork is done very slightly differently. Yeah, but still look absolutely cool. Yeah, the feet wise are sort of very similar, but the boots are totally different in this one compared to thingy. But the actual side bits here, these ones seem sort of bigger than the ones that's on there. Pants obviously are totally different. Yeah, but I just think they're both really cool, and like I say, this one I love because of the pose I've got it in, which I nicked from somebody else, I can't remember who, but that's one of the things when you're in the sort of the Facebook groups and what have you, you know, you get to see these different poses that people put them in, and if you love a pose yourself, you just can take it and use it yourself. Now it's a case of finding out if I can get him posed up the way I'd like to, which you may not see it in this video, you know, because it might take us a while to get it sorted out and work it out, but you will see it in another one guys. So there you go, there's your comparisons, that's what they look like together. I hope you've enjoyed this video guys. I really do appreciate your time watching these things, because I know that can waffle on for a while. So thanks again guys, I really do appreciate it. This is the Bearded Nerdy Oaf, and once again I am out of here. There you go guys, so that's something similar to what I'd want. No, see, I know it's not screen accurate guys, because I know some users going to like, you kind of flip your lids and go, well, it's not screen accurate, it's not screen accurate. I know he doesn't have the chest plate on and what have you, but they're two totally different friggin' figures from two totally different movies, you know. But that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to try and sort of recreate as best I could with what I've got. So it's in that, and I know he didn't have his gun in his hand either, but I do already have a one where he's not holding any of his guns, so I just wanted to put a gun in his hand so he was ready for action. But there you go guys, yeah, that's sort of a similar sort of thing to the I'm Mary Poppins y'all. Yeah, I think that's pretty damn cool. Yeah, I like it. The flight stands, I've had to change them over, because the fact is the one you got with Yondu is the longer one of the two, so I've had to put Chris Pratt into that one, and Yondu I've had to put into the Star-Lord's one, because it was very much shorter, as you can see. You know, I have had to bend them slightly just to give that little bit of illusion of the sort of difference into them, you know. But I'm liking it. Yeah, I'm not really fussed if other people didn't, because at the end of the day, this is my man cave, and I have to like what I see, and I likes what I see. So there you go guys, I just thought I would show you what I've done with it. Thanks for watching. And this time, I am out of here.
So what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you?
You're welcome.
What? No. I didn't. I wasn't. Why would I ever say that? I mean,
Okay.